What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Frank and Zed. This is, of course, the newest film from director Jesse Blanchard. Before we begin, hey, if you like my channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like any of the videos, awesome, hit that like button as well as commenting below on any videos you watch, including this one. So the story of Frank and Zed is, well, the story of Frank and Zed, who are a Frankenstein-like creature as well as a zombie creature, and they have been living in this castle for centuries. They've become kind of a myth, the people down below in a kind of Dracula, Transylvania style society have been kind of going about their day. Well, we have a magistrate who basically he's kind of like the Jafar of this world, where he's been kind of manipulating everything to basically bring about this thing called the blood orgy. And what it's going to do is give him the power to basically control the world, the place that this movie inhabits. And they have to get rid of course, Frank and Zed, the creatures, because they have souls and stuff like that that have been imbued upon them. And Frank and Zed are just basically two creatures that just kind of for the last few centuries has been roaming around this castle, killing squirrels, eating squirrels, because Zed is a zombie. He needs brains. Frank is of course a Frankenstein-like creature, so every night he needs to get power from electricity. And they're almost like a odd couple type of family. They're very weird and oddball and strange, and they're violent when they're violent, but they're just creatures. And you watch these two characters as they do their day-by-day scenario, and this movie kind of shifts into this magistrate and this king who's taken over for his brother who's just died, who they actually have killed, and it becomes a almost like Frankenstein story or Beauty and the Beast type of situation. And so in the process, Frank and Zed have to basically survive in a world that's getting ready to take them on and try and kill them. So when I saw the trailer for this movie, which was presented as a tweet, I had heard things about it through the Nightstream Film Festival, which is where this was premiering. But it wasn't until I watched the trailer that I truly and honestly became excited to watch this movie. It takes a lot for me to be truly excited about something that I have no idea what it's about. It's just because you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And so I bought my ticket for this movie. I watched it. I watched the Q&A, and I've come to the conclusion that every so often a movie of some sort completely involves what makes a specific genre great. For instance, we had Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is one of the great anime movies of all time. We've had Cabin in the Woods, and we've had Trick or Treat, which are some of my favorite horror films of all time. So to have those standards and to meet those standards is a very difficult process, because there are so many horror films that are thrown out each and every year that when a movie like Frank and Zed comes along, it truly invigorates the passion of your fandom for this particular genre. And so with that said, Frank and Zed is, to me personally, a new classic in the horror genre. It takes everything that you love about the horror genre and it just kind of completely does its own thing and makes it truly unique, which is what I love about movie making. Jesse Blanchard, and I was watching the Q&A, him and some puppeteers were basically doing some shorts, and they worked on this movie with the help of Kickstarter for 7 years. Now, 7 years is a long time to make a movie. Usually movies take about 2 to 3 years to make. So to be committed that long on a project that, one, they wanted to start out as a short and just kind of worked itself into a feature film, is something that not a lot of people can be committed to. People stay committed to, for instance, exercise or something like that, and then kind of drop out after 5 months. These guys worked on this project longer than some video game developers worked on their project, and it truly shows on screen. Every inch of detail, every inch of shot, every inch of violence, every inch of just these characters are so well thought out, so well put together, so well presented that this movie truly stands out on its own. These creatures, especially Frank and Zed, are horrifying to look at. Zed is very much a zombie. He's missing half his head. He loves brains, which is very graphic when you see him eat brains. He has all his teeth are gangly, and pieces, because they've been around for centuries or whatever, pieces of his arm are falling apart and stuff like that. And then of course Frank is a guy who is basically a Frankenstein creature who every night needs electricity to restart his heart and stuff like that. So they've been just going about their day, but they are just so uniquely amazing looking, and the detail and quality of what these puppeteers and Jesse Blanchard were doing is impressive. It's unique. They're fantastic to look at, and they're horrifying, which is what makes it such a great horror trope of characters. And the people down below, they're your typical villagers and whatnot, and they are, because they're made out of felt, they really have a uniqueness to them and how they're designed and whatnot. And when the creatures start happening, when the zombies and stuff start happening, it's truly a unique experience. And like I said, it's a movie that just, it wears its heart on its sleeve, it wears its passion on its sleeve. It presents us a world that is truly special. The fog effects, the fire effects, the like set effects with like the castle in the background and the villages and stuff like that. You can tell they're like miniatures, but they look so well designed. This is what makes great filmmaking, and what makes true passion is when, even if they're miniatures, you can still get every single little detail out of each object. Like there's a stained glass window that kind of portrays the whole idea of this blood orgy, and it's really well designed and really well portrayed. And I love this movie. This is one of my new favorite horror films. And like I said, it takes a lot for me to truly say that. But I think what Jesse Blanchard and the Puppeteers are doing here is something truly unique. I can't wait for what they do next. I think this movie is going to be one of my favorite movies of the year. And it's a movie that is very visceral, very passionate, and it's very horrifying. This movie is as graphic as it gets, but that's what I want out of a horror film, especially with puppets. I love the good old Fraggle Rock and Muppets, stuff like that. But when you can take the genre and you can truly make something unique out of it, especially a horror film, and make it truly special, you got yourself a good product. And there are moments in here where you actually kind of see the Puppeteers, which, if you've ever seen Avenue Q or any of these movies or shows or whatever that have the puppets that are you have the person with the puppet in its hand moving it around. When I see that, I kind of laugh, because they're trying to hide it, they're doing their best, but you can tell that some characters, the way they're built and how complex they are, you're going to see some of the puppetry working in its full right. But if you love horror films, if you love unique films, if you love absurd, strange, weird, violent, horrifying, but great horror films, I think you'll truly like this film. So it's a great experience, one of the best I've seen in the horror genre in a while. So, but that's it. That's my take on Frank and Zed. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen the trailer for this. Have you any interest in seeing this film? If you've seen this film, also let me know what you think of it. But otherwise, thank you so much. If you like what you see, of course, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. If you like any of the videos, awesome. Hit the like button, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.